CIA analyst Charlie Heller's world shatters. Now his skills are for revenge. Charlie says a bittersweet goodbye to his wife Sarah as she leaves for London. He stays behind for work, a decision that will soon haunt him. At his desk, Charlie gets a cryptic message from an informant called Inquiline. The informant sends a dangerous encrypted file, warning him to be careful. Tried to distract himself, he leaves a loving voicemail for Sarah. Suddenly, news reports show a devastating attack in Kabul, linked to his secret files. Shaken, Charlie realizes the data he holds is incredibly dangerous. He's suddenly summoned to the director's office, sensing something is wrong. The director informs him of a second, separate attack, this time in London. They deliver the horrific news. His wife Sarah was taken hostage and killed. In disbelief, Charlie begs to call her, his mind refusing to process the pain. They show him the proof. Grainy surveillance footage of his wife's last moments. Senior officers assure him they will handle it, dismissing his personal grief. Overcome with grief, Charlie uses his work as his only weapon against the silence. He pieces together footage, finding Sarah was taken hostage, trying to help someone. He identifies one of the assailants, a ruthless mercenary named Mishka Blashik. Another face emerges, Lawrence Elish, an ex-Special Forces soldier handling logistics. He finds him, Horst Schiller, the triggerman, a ghost who leaves no trace. He even identifies the fourth member, Gretchen Frank, and finds her in Paris. Armed with proof, Charlie presents his findings, expecting immediate action. He's met with resistance. They want the network, not just his personal justice. In mandatory counseling, Charlie admits his feelings of anger and uselessness. He tells the therapist his only desire, justice for Sarah's killers. The therapist's advice to come to terms with it only fuels his rage. Realizing the system will fail him, Charlie walks into his boss's office with a plan. He reveals the Kabul files, exposing a massive cover-up of illegal black ops. His boss, Director Moore, is furious, realizing Charlie has proof of his war crimes. Charlie threatens to leak the files to the press, warning they'll all go down. He reveals his leverage, a dead man's switch. If he's stopped, the files go public. His demand is simple. He wants the agency to train him to kill them himself. Moore scoffs, but Charlie is deadly serious. He wants cash, a new identity, and training. Forced into a corner, Moore agrees, but secretly plans to eliminate Charlie. He assigns a hardened operative, Colonel Henderson, to handle the training. Charlie meets his new trainer, who greets him with cold, professional disdain. Meanwhile, a security team desperately searches for his digital leverage. Henderson warns him this path will almost certainly lead to his death. The team theorizes he used a skimmer on an office printer to steal the files. At the firing range, Charlie's performance is abysmal, reinforcing Henderson's doubt. Undeterred, Charlie realizes he just needs to get close to his targets. But in bomb-making class, Charlie shows a surprising aptitude for destruction. The team finds a lead, a receipt from a bar Charlie visited after Sarah's death. Henderson drills Charlie on his cover identity, testing his ability to lie. At the bar, the team finds a quarter stuck under the jukebox. They use it and find the dead man's switch, a simple, encrypted disk. Henderson forces a gun into Charlie's hand, daring him to prove he can kill. Charlie freezes. Henderson tells him he isn't a killer. He doesn't have the gift. Charlie defiantly states that when the time comes, he will do what is necessary. The team finds the switch and confirms it's a bluff. He was playing them. Moore gives the order to take him off the board, authorizing his death. But when Henderson enters the room to carry out the order, Charlie is gone. They realize the bluff was a decoy. He just needed time to get his training. Now, a rogue agent. He disappears, leaving a bugged coin. A clear message. Aboard a flight, Charlie is haunted by memories of the life he and Sarah lost. Back at Langley, they get a ping. His forged passport was used. He's heading to Paris. Moore orders Henderson to hunt him down, keeping the operation off the books. In Paris, Charlie learns lockpicking from online tutorials to enter her apartment. He successfully breaks in, his analytical mind proving to be a dangerous weapon. He waits at a flower stall, buying armfuls of flowers with a chilling purpose. He fills her sealed room with pollen, triggering her severe allergy, a silent execution. As she suffocates, Gretchen reveals they are contacted, not the other way around. As she dies, Charlie walks away, his first message now delivered. He calmly pays a taxi, his demeanor betraying none of the horror he unleashed. The official story is a lie. Gretchen was killed by her own, a convenient narrative. Henderson tracks Charlie to a safe house. The hunter has become the hunted. Henderson warns him this path only ends one way, forgotten in a dumpster. But Charlie anticipated this, using his IED skills to wire the safe house. The bomb detonates. In the chaos, Charlie escapes, faking his own death. Now a ghost, he uses Gretchen's phone to contact his informant, Inquilin. He follows instructions to a crowded market, seeking the only help he can trust. He's shocked. Inquilin isn't a man, but the widow of the original asset. She explains her husband, a KGB agent, was killed. She took over to survive. In her paranoid apartment, she keeps a gun not for enemies, but for herself. Together, they find the targets are middlemen for Director Moore's Black Ops. They find a weakness. Mishka Blazek posts his luxury life online. From a photo, they analyze the light, soil, and architecture. He's in Spain. Flight records confirm it. His girlfriend is in Madrid at the Aguilar Hotel. The new CIA director confronts Moore, demanding an end to his Black Ops. Moore dismisses her, unaware his shadow network is about to be exposed. In Madrid, Charlie plans his next move, knowing Langley is also watching Blazek. He learns Blazek pays to use the hotel's rooftop sky pool alone at night. The pool, suspended 16 stories high, is a terrifying opportunity. Studying the pool's structure, Charlie formulates a brilliant and horrifying plan. As he sets up, Inquilin spots a CIA agent. Langley is closing in. She sees the lead agent moving toward the elevators. It's Henderson. She urges Charlie to abort, but he refuses. He proceeds with the plan. On the rooftop, Charlie confronts Blazek, demanding Schiller's location. He reminds Blazek of his role, holding a gun to his terrified wife's head. He reveals his trap, a device is weakening the pool's glass floor. He gives Blazek a choice. Give him Schiller or swim very fast. Blazek denies it. Charlie presses a button, and the glass floor shatters. As alarms blare, Inquilin guides Charlie through the back stairwells. She realizes too late another agent is in the basement, cutting him off. Trapped, Charlie confronts the second agent, using his environment to survive. He escapes just as Henderson arrives, leaving another crime scene in his wake. Langley realizes Charlie has help, spotting an earpiece in the security footage. They connect the hack to Istanbul and find Charlie's old informant files. The puzzle pieces click into place. His accomplice is codenamed Inquilin. Inquilin tells Charlie about the crushing silence after her husband's murder. She asks if revenge is the right way to fill the silence. Sarah left. Moore calls the Russian station chief in Istanbul. His target, Inquilin. That night, she asks Charlie to stay, just to ward off the lonely silence. Their brief moment of peace is shattered as Russian agents storm the building. They flee through the chaotic market, but they are hopelessly outgunned. In an alley, Inquilin is shot. As she dies, Charlie is left truly alone. More determined than ever, Charlie tracks arms dealer Elish to Romania. Posing as a buyer, Charlie contacts Elish, luring him into a trap. Elish opens a briefcase, unknowingly arming a beam-triggered IED. Over the phone, Charlie reveals his identity, here to avenge his wife. Elish cracks, revealing Schiller's location, the port of Primorsk. He also provides the contact codes needed to arrange a meeting. Info secured, Charlie leaves Elish trapped. The bomb is his problem now. The CIA chases ghosts as Charlie spoofs his location all across Europe. In Primorsk, an old colleague finds him, urging him to come home. But Charlie is not done. He wants the man who pulled the trigger. He refuses to go back. Without Sarah, there is no home. He proceeds with his plan alone, knowing this is a one-way trip. Using the codes, he arranges a meeting and is taken by Schiller's men. Aboard a cargo ship, Charlie finally confronts Horst Schiller, Sarah's killer. Schiller is unimpressed, questioning who would send an analyst on a revenge mission. Charlie says this isn't about the CIA, it's about his wife. Her life matters. Schiller coldly calls Sarah's death necessary for their escape. He taunts Charlie, asking if killing his men from a distance made him feel better. He taunts him. You're not a real killer. You can't kill a man up close. To prove his point, Schiller offers Charlie his own gun, daring him to end it. Charlie remembers Henderson's words that he'd never be able to pull the trigger. He uses the gun not to shoot, but to force Schiller to his knees. This wasn't murder. It was balance, making Schiller feel her same terror. Then the masterstroke. Charlie reveals he controls the ship's navigation. The ship's security runs on an encryption he himself wrote years ago. His watch was the transmitter, Schiller's fortress is now a trap. Naval ships appear. They're in Finnish waters. Interpol is on the way. Schiller and his illegal arms are captured. It's justice, not murder. With Schiller's testimony, the new director vows to end the agency's rogue missions. She announces arrests. The cost of winning can no longer be their honor. Director Moore is arrested, his shadow career brought into the light. When asked, the director confirms the whistleblower is safe and will keep serving. Sometime later, Charlie gets an unexpected visitor. It's Henderson. Henderson admits Charlie surprised him, acknowledging his incredible feat. He tells Charlie that what he became is something that can't be taught. Charlie simply replies, "I did what needed to be done." With a final look of respect, Henderson leaves their unlikely bond behind. Vengeance complete, Charlie returns not to the agency, but to a quiet life. He begins working on the old Cessna he once dreamed of. It is his way to honor her memory, building something from the wreckage. He never forgot Sarah's heroism, her final act of saving a stranger. He fought for the principle that her life and the truth mattered. He found a way to win without becoming the monster he hunted. Because in the end, he knew she wouldn't be there to welcome him home. And in the quiet moments, he can still hear her. A love beyond the silence.